Okie dokie. All right. This knot is the Lapp Hitch. This is the knot. This is the that I use to tie the hammock continuous loop to the webbing from the tree. In this case, this is the Myers Tech webbing, and it's pretty simple. Uh, uh, Basically, take the continuous loop in your hand, and what you want to do, this is the webbing, and you just lay it over. Just lay it over the continuous loop. Take a bite, make a bite with your finger, and stick it through there, and then hold the bite and the continuous loop. Pull them against each other, and that'll help the knot to seat, and that's how it looks. I know it looks too simple to work, but I've hung on this many nights, no problems at all. That's the Lapp Hitch. I'll do it again. So quick to do, it's insane. It's hard to believe this thing actually works, but it actually does. So there again, there's your continuous loop. You just kind of drape the webbing over the continuous loop. Make a little bite with the webbing. Stick it through the continuous loop, and there you go. Pull on everything to kind of cinch it down, and there you go. And that, believe it or not, that thing's not coming loose. No problem. Alrighty, so what we're going to look at right now is what I call the Lapp Loop. It's just a loop made with a kind of a simple modification of the Lapp Hitch. This is the standing line, like this goes back this way, that goes back to the tarp, and this way is the tag end. This is the loose end. So here's the quickest way to tie it. First of all, you want to grab a bite like this, but you don't want it to be a loop. You want it to look like this, like just grab a bite right there. Don't loop it over. On the other side, you want to make a loop, and you want to loop it behind the back like this. So make a loop. Just make the loop away from yourself. Then make that loop like that away from yourself, and then slide it over the bite, and then take the tag end, the tail, and tuck it through the loop right there, and then cinch it up. And that is essentially it. That's in fact, that is it. That's all of it. There's no more. But the thing is, when cinching it up, to make sure it dresses very nicely and quickly, pull on the standing end and then pull on this loop, and that thing will tighten right up. And that's how it looks with the cord. And now I'll show you how I do it with some webbing. But it's the same knot with the webbing or with the cord. So now I'm going to show the Lapp knot on a loop. Here I'm doing it with some hammock webbing for the hammock suspension, and this is the Myers Tech hybrid stuff. This is really good webbing. I've been using it for a while, more as a test, but I don't think it's going to ever replace my beloved Kevlar, but anyway, it's really good stuff. I'm really enjoying using it. So anyway, just to show you the loop, here's how it goes. As with the other loop, you want to make a bite. So here's the standing end, and here's the tag end. So in the standing end, what you want to do is take a bite like that. It's not looped over, not like this, but just sticking straight out like this. And then on the other end, you want to make a loop, and you want to put it behind. Put it behind this loop like this. And then what you want to do is put it right over that bite that you've got in your left hand. Put it over that bite. That's how it looks. And then you want to take this tag end and make a bite. We're making it slip so that it's easy to release, and then push it straight up through the loop right there. Now, in order to cinch this one and dress it down really good, and this is what you really want to do, you got to be careful here. If you don't do this properly, the knot can invert. In other words, it can suck this loop back through. So you don't want to do that. So what we want to do is take the standing end, and then take the loop here that's formed from the bite on the tag end, and you want to kind of pull those back and forth really tight, and make sure that this loop right here is tightened down so that it can't suck through. And if you do that, it won't capsize. I've actually hung on this at night a few times, no problems at all. Okay, another knot I wanted to show you is the slipped buntline hitch, and this is the one that I use most often for attaching the hammock suspension webbing to the tree. And this is the standing end on this side, this is the tag end on this side. And to do a slip buntline hitch, take the tag end, bring it over, and then bring it behind behind the tag end of it on itself, and then over one more time, and stick it up in there, and that's it. It's done. And this is a sliding knot, so it cinches up to the tree. Very nicely. So that's a big bite. So let me make it a little bit smaller. But there's the smaller. You can see the small bite. And the same thing with this knot, especially with this webbing, which is kind of slippery, comes out very easily in the morning. But I've never ever had it come out on me overnight. So again, let's do it. So you want to bring the tag end over, bring the tag end around, and over this loop right here, and then you want it to come right back up through itself. Make that loop right there, bring it right back up through, and then cinch it down. And once you tie it, once you get that bite through there, it's not coming out. It's a nice, neat little looking knot. And then you slide it right up to the tree. And the good thing is that you can cinch it right up to the tree. But if you need to move the webbing up or down the tree, it comes out fairly easy with a slippery webbing like this. It's a little harder with Kevlar, but with this slippery webbing here, it's not very hard at all. So you just slide it up, and if you need to move it up the tree, loosen it and slide it up the tree, and then tighten it back down. The nice thing is it holds by itself and it doesn't slide down the tree. It's got just enough tension to do that, and then but you can loosen it easily and bring it back down, change spots on the tree. The knot I'm going to show you now is the Midshipman's hitch, and this is the knot that I use most often to hook my tarp to the tree, because it's an adjustable friction hitch, and it's very easy to tighten the tarp's ridge line up after you get it set, and it'll stay all night, especially with cord like this. This cord I'm using here is Lawson iron wire, and it's very similar in characteristics to the glow wire, and also the other one that he calls guy wire, as far as the way it handles and the way it holds, and both of which are very well, thank you. So in this end, this is the this is the tarp continuous ridge line, which it actually is on my tarp, and this is the tag end here. So the Midshipman's hitch is really easy to tie. I like it because you can tie it with gloves on in the winter. Just make bigger loops when you make it, because it cinches down very, very nicely and very easily, which I'll show you. Okay, so here's the standing end, and here's the tag end. So we're going to go over the standing end right here, and then we're going to loop it around once, and then we're going to loop it around again, and then we're actually going to we're looping it around again, but on this one we're going to come back on the other side of the tag end over here. So we're looping it, making these loops on the tree side of the tag end, and on this one on the free end of the tag end. So we got the two loops around there. So we're going to come around here, and don't even have to make a loop. Just tuck a bite in there, and just cinch that up, and that's it. It's really easy to do. And in order to cinch it up, if you want to make it tighter, you can actually grab it. With a couple of fingers. Just kind of move it that way and pull it with a couple of fingers to loosen it. Well, actually, this is actually when you've got the other end cinched up, and you pull it this way, it actually gets it really tight. So you can have this thing really, really, really tight. And with this cord, this thing will not slip all night long. Never had it slip a bit. Okay, so I'll show that one more time. So here's the tag end, here's the standing end. Take the tag end, loop it around once, loop it twice, and then the third time over, going to come around on the other side of the tag end, and then pull a bite through right there, and then cinch it up tight, and that thing is just not going to come loose. It just holds very nicely. But if you want to adjust it looser or tighter or looser, it's easy enough to slide the knot. And another thing too is how easily it actually comes out. Very easily in the morning. There it is, bam, it's undone. So just take those loops and just pull it straight out. Very nice. So another one I'll show you while we're at it is the Blake's hitch, and this is one of those knots that's great for tarp guy lines, for tightening things up, and it's a nice, very nice adjustable hitch. And the best way to tie it, so obviously here's the standing end, here's the tag end, and there's a little mnemonic that I like to use for this one, and it's and you got to wrap it around the line 4 times, but the mnemonic is big, big, little, little, over, under, out the middle. And here's why. You want to make first, it's kind of a, we'll call that a big loop, and we'll call it another big loop. So that's 2 loops right there. And then we want to make a couple of small loops, tiny loops, like that. So you end up, you basically got 4 loops. And then, so that's the big, big, little, little part. And then the over, under, out the middle is this tag end goes over the line, and then out the 2 big loops, that you made. So that's how you tie it. And then you want to make sure it gets all dressed up. You want it dressed up nicely, and just kind of take the slack out of the loops and pull it a little bit. And this makes a really, really nice little friction knot for using with guy lines. It's very easy to slide it back and forth to either tighten or loosen your guy lines at will. It's very, very easy knot to tie. But that little mnemonic helps a lot. Big, big, little, little, over, under, out the middle. And that's how you tie it.